You know, we often hear how drinking water first thing in the morning is one of the best habits you can have, and in many ways, that's absolutely true. But there's a crucial detail that people don't always talk about: how this simple act of hydration can actually become harmful if it's done the wrong way. It sounds surprising, doesn't it? After all, it's just water. But the truth is, as we get older, our bodies don't respond with the same resilience they used to. What worked in your 30s or 40s doesn't always feel good in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. That's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your body, with its decades of wisdom, now requires a little more care, a little more awareness. When you wake up in the morning, your body is in a delicate state of transition. Hormones are shifting, blood pressure is adjusting, and your digestive system is still waking up. If we don't handle that moment gently, even something as simple as water can backfire. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 common mistakes that seniors often make when drinking water first thing in the morning. By the end, you'll not only know what to avoid, but you'll also feel more confident about how to truly take care of your body in those first precious minutes of the day. Part 1. The 5 morning water mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1. Drinking ice-cold water on an empty stomach. Have you ever taken a big gulp of cold water in the morning and suddenly felt a slight twist in your stomach or a chill that runs down your chest? Some people even feel lightheaded or get a headache. Most of the time, they just shrug it off. But here's the truth. Drinking ice-cold water first thing, especially on an empty stomach, can be a physiological shock your body is not prepared for. When you sleep, your body enters a relaxed, healing state. Your core temperature drops slightly, and your blood vessels are in a state of mild constriction. Then, morning comes, and instead of easing into the day, we jolt the system with a glass of freezing cold water. This sudden temperature drop causes your stomach muscles to contract sharply, your blood vessels to narrow even more, a process called vasoconstriction, and your entire system to go on high alert. For an older body, this shock can divert energy away from essential morning functions and toward simply managing the thermal stress. As we age, our metabolism slows, our circulation becomes more sensitive, and our internal thermostat doesn't handle extremes as well. Studies in gastroenterology have shown that cold water can slow down digestion by constricting blood flow to the stomach. A retired musician, age 76, used to love her morning glass of ice water, but she started noticing that her hands would feel cold for an hour afterward, and her digestion felt sluggish all morning. On her doctor's advice, she switched to room temperature water. Within a week, her mornings felt calmer, smoother, and her stomach wasn't in knots. The small change of using lukewarm or room temperature water made all the difference. Your body has been carrying you for decades. The least we can do is offer it water that feels like a gentle welcome, not a slap in the face. Mistake number 2. Drinking water too fast or in big gulps. It's tempting to wake up, grab a glass, and just chug it down. You're thirsty, and it feels efficient. But here's the thing. Drinking water too quickly, especially in those first few minutes after waking, can throw your body completely off balance. When you first wake up, your body is still finding its rhythm. Your heart rate is gently rising, and your blood pressure is adjusting from a lying down to an upright position. When you suddenly dump a full glass of water into your system, it can cause your stomach to expand too quickly, which can trigger bloating or even nausea. More importantly, this rapid influx of fluid can temporarily dilute your blood's electrolyte concentration, including sodium. For seniors, whose kidneys and adrenal glands may not regulate fluid and electrolytes as quickly as they used to, this can lead to a brief but noticeable feeling of dizziness or lightheadedness. One retired coach, age 72, used to drink a full bottle of water before his feet even hit the floor. He thought he was being healthy, but he often felt strangely dizzy. His doctor figured it out. It was the speed and volume. He changed one simple thing. He started sipping his water slowly over 15 to 20 minutes. The dizziness disappeared. The body doesn't want a flood first thing in the morning. It wants a gentle stream. Sit up, breathe, and sip. Let your body receive the water instead of being overwhelmed by it. Mistake number 3. Drinking from plastic bottles left out overnight. This one is a surprise for many, especially those who keep a water bottle on their bedside table. While it seems like a good habit, drinking from plastic bottles that have been sitting out, especially in a warm room, can expose you to chemicals you don't want in your body. The primary concern is the leaching of microplastics and chemicals like BPA, bisphenol A, or its alternatives, BPS, BPF. Even if a bottle is BPA-free, other plasticizers can act as endocrine disruptors. This means they can mimic or interfere with your body's natural hormones. As we age, our hormonal balance is already more fragile. For seniors managing conditions related to the thyroid, blood pressure, or blood sugar, introducing foreign chemicals, even in tiny amounts, can make it harder for the body to self-regulate. Over time, this chronic low-level exposure can contribute to feelings of fatigue, moodiness, or bloating that are impossible to pinpoint. A 78-year-old man had always been diligent about his water intake, refilling the same plastic bottle by his bed every night. After months of unexplained headaches and fatigue, a nutritionist pinpointed the potential issue: his plastic bottle, which sat near a warm lamp. He switched to a glass bottle and started pouring fresh water each morning. Within a few weeks, his headaches eased and his energy improved. Your liver and kidneys have to work harder to process these foreign compounds. For older adults, that extra work matters. The safest choice is to use glass or stainless steel and to refill it with fresh water each morning. Mistake number 4, incorrect timing with medications. You wake up, take your daily medications, and wash them down with a big glass of water. It sounds right, but the timing and volume can make a big difference, especially for seniors. Drinking too much water too quickly on a completely empty stomach, right after taking certain pills, can irritate your stomach lining and cause a wave of nausea. On the flip side, some medications are designed to be taken with food, and washing them down with water on an empty stomach can hinder their effectiveness or worsen side effects. A common example is thyroid medication, like levothyroxine. It needs to be taken on an empty stomach, but a large sudden influx of water can speed up its transit through the stomach, potentially reducing its absorption time. One woman, aged 80, had been on thyroid medication for years with the same routine: pill, then a big glass of water. When she started feeling persistent nausea, her doctor asked about her water habits. She made a small adjustment. Instead of a big glass, she started taking just a few sips to swallow the pill, then waited 45-60 minutes before having her breakfast and her main glass of water. The nausea vanished, and her follow-up lab work was even better. The smart solution: pay close attention to your medication instructions. If it says take with food, do so. If it says on an empty stomach, try taking it with just enough water to swallow, and then wait 30-60 minutes before drinking your main glass of morning water or eating. Mistake number 5, replacing breakfast with only water. You may have heard about intermittent fasting or seen advice to just drink water in the morning. While this might work for some younger people, for most older adults, starting the day with only water and skipping a nutritious breakfast can quietly wear you down and destabilize your system. When you wake up, your body has been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. Your blood sugar is at its lowest point, your energy reserves are depleted, and your brain is craving fuel to think clearly. Water can rehydrate your cells, but it contains zero energy. For many seniors, skipping breakfast leads to feeling tired, shaky, moody, or mentally foggy by mid-morning. They might think it's just a bad day, but often it's simply a lack of nourishment. Following that water with coffee and nothing else can push your system further out of balance, stimulating your body with no nutritional foundation. This is especially risky for seniors with diabetes or blood sugar regulation issues. A 69-year-old woman, sharp and independent, tried intermittent fasting by only drinking water until noon. At first, she lost some weight. But soon, her mood dipped and her memory got fuzzy. Her doctor determined there was no major health issue. She simply wasn't getting enough fuel in the morning. Once she reintroduced a small simple breakfast like a boiled egg and a slice of toast, her energy and clarity returned within days. Don't mistake less for better, especially when it comes to your first meal. Water is a critical part of a healthy morning routine, but it is not a replacement for it. Your body needs real fuel to get going, A little protein and fiber to stabilize your blood sugar, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your body for the day ahead. It's amazing how something as simple as water can feel so different as we get older, not because the water has changed, but because we have. Our bodies are wiser, more sensitive, and they ask us to listen more closely than we used to. That's what today's conversation has been about: awareness. It's not about fear or rigid rules. It's about learning to notice the small things that can quietly affect how you feel every day. When your mornings feel off, it doesn't always mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes, it just means your routine needs a gentle, thoughtful adjustment. Maybe you'll decide to skip the ice-cold water tomorrow, or maybe you'll switch to a glass bottle. Whatever you choose, know that you are still growing, still learning, and still investing in your health. And that mindset is truly powerful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you'll try one of these tips and just see how you feel. Trust your body, it will let you know. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, subscribe for more gentle health conversations, and share it with someone you care about. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again soon.